Welcome to Academy League and the demonstration of our Athletes Lounge online data system for athletes and fitness enthusiasts. So we're going to show you now how to log in and look at your own personal data once you've completed a draft combine or a test undertaken by Academy League and the sport testing equipment. So first of all, you jump onto our website www.academyleague.com.au. Then here you jump onto member login. Once you've done a test, we would have sent you across your login information, including a username and password. And all you do is enter the details in here and click Get Your Stats. The Athlete Lounge system is secure, and every single person who comes through our testing is provided secure access to their own personal account. Now the details on the front page will show different things going on with sport testing and Academy League, plus the profile section of your account right here. Have a screenshot of your face or the club logo, and then the profile details in general: date of birth, gender, height, weight, and the specific sports that you may play. Next section is My Profile, and in My Profile you have an area to edit some of the points, including the sports that you play, the level that you play at, and the position that you play, i.e. defender, forward, striker, etc. You can change the headshot to include a different logo or a picture of yourself, and the profile information is the generic details about you. You can also adjust the login information, including your password. Next tab along is the settings. This gives you your unique athlete ID, which our sport testing system relates to all of the data that we collect for you and make sure it all goes to your account. And you can change some of the information, such as your height and your weight, from metric to imperial as desired. You can also add an extra user. This could be a coach or a school teacher or even a parent or a friend, just by simply clicking add a user, entering their email address, and then the system will send them an email with login information. Just be careful who you're adding to the list, because they will have access to all of your profile data. Now the important side is the results. Once you've taken a test or you've been involved with an Academy League testing, all the data is uploaded from the combine straight to your account. What we're looking at here is the results in very easy to understand graphs and each of the combine averages. So if I just select anything in particular, we'll go to vertical jump, and you'll see here that I've selected the vertical jump as the test, and it gives me three different graphs here. The first one is the combine average. So if I hover over the top, I can see the average of all the athletes tested on the day in the same environment I was in. It was a 17.95 inch. The best I achieved was a 22.75 vertical jump, and the combine best, the best on the day, was a 23.5. So I can see where I stand in compared to others on the day. That's the same for all the other tests involved. So you can look at the yo-yo intermittent, for example. The average of the day was a 20.4. I achieved a level 21, and the best on the day was a level 46. Added to this, and to see the data in a little bit more detail, you can go into combine data, and then you can start to pick on the exact figures. So here, my sprint acceleration test, I achieved a 3.274 seconds for the first attempt. My second attempt was a 3.151, giving me an average over the two of 3.212. This is averaged amongst all the attempts that you do on the day, but we do exclude anything that's disqualified or where the data is not accurate, so you only see the true results of the day. Jumping back to my results, one of the cool areas we can work on is this thing called global comparisons. So you can take your information and have a look at others around the world. Now the global comparison data is very unique to sport testing and to Academy League, where we've been collecting information all around the world from different aspects of sports. And we're unique in the respect that you can look at different people in different codes just to find out where you are. And here's an example. I'm going to look at vertical jump. And considering that I'm nearly 40, I'm going to look at 30-year-olds to 40-year-olds, males and generic athletes. Click go, and up pops the graph. This is me. 22.75 was my best, and you can see that the average in that group, vertical jump, between 30 and 40-year-olds, male generic, is a 23.99. So I'm a little bit behind as far as the average is. I'm well behind compared to the best. If I just shrink that data down a bit so we can be a little bit more specific, I'm going to go 35 to 40-year-old male, again in generic, click go, and the data really has a look around the world and see what's been going on. So I can see now that the average in this slight change of age averages a 21.1. So now I'm just slightly above average in that age group, and I'm still below the highest one that was achieved. You can then start to really look at this data in more detail. I'm going to drop it down. Let's have a look at 20-year-olds to 30-year-olds. Same basic check, and the difference is quite considerable. Again, mine was a 22.75. The average in that age group, much younger, is a 27.69, and the highest achieved is a 43 inch. Even better, I'm a soccer player by background, so I'm going to look at the same criteria here, but I'm going to look at it focused as a soccer player. The results come up different again because we actually compare data code by code as well as generic, means that you can actually focus in much more on the sport that you're involved in or want to participate in, so you can see where you stand. Here, if I look at exactly the same age group again, but in the soccer database, we can see that the highest at 27 are actually above average here on a 22.75 over an average of 20.78 inches. Change it once more, leave the same ages, the same criteria at the top here, but I'm going to change to basketball, and we see differences again. Not only is the highest jump of 35 inches, which is a very competitive vertical jump, but we see the average of basketballers is considerably higher than soccer at 30.88. So I can probably read into that I'm more attuned to soccer than I am to basketball. This information is available to everybody, as I say, who actually takes part in an Academy League combine and test. They have their own secure login and they can manipulate and have a look at this data at any time. It also follows the trend, so every time you get tested by Academy League, it carries on with a history, and you can see where you're gaining, improving, or falling behind and finding weaknesses in your game. That can be if you've had a problem with a recovery or an injury. You know where you were to start with. The injury has obviously affected you, and then you can have a plan to get back to where you were at the beginning. Additional assets, you've got this area here called connections on the top right hand side, and this allows you to make a connection with others at the combine. Quite simply, you'd add the name in, even if you just know them, or you don't know them directly and you remember their first name. You can just tick in the details, click on their name, and send them a message. Hey Ivan, fancy comparing our results. As soon as I click send request, there'll be an email sent directly to Ivan via his secure details. I don't know Ivan's email address, so we'll go through the sport testing athlete lounge system, and he'll get a request to see if he would like to join in and connect with me. It's Ivan's choice whether he does or doesn't, and on the basis that he does, we'll just assume that he did, you can then go to the head-to-head. Head-to-head then allows me to select an athlete who I've got connection with. I'll pick on Joe here, and Joe's details will appear here, as will all of her results, including her averages and her bests. Now we can see sprint acceleration, so we can compare a little bit quicker on sprint acceleration, but Joe's more flexible than I am on the sit and reach. All good fun stuff, as well as very important data that you can manage and track your progress with your own personal account. This becomes your resume or your CV in a sports scenario from here on, and we just keep updating every time you do combine under the controlled conditions of Academy League and sport testing. Hope that information is satisfactory for you. If there's any questions at all, please email us at team@academyleague.com.au. Thank you very much.